through fire to the finish line. They all miss and I'm immortal. Got a hot drop right out the portal. I'ma climb up the fear that I pushed down. Better watch out, cause I'm on the way now. Cause I'm a legend when I'm in a storm. It's redemption that I'm fighting for. Got a taste and it hits the core. And now I want more. Fight for glory, change the story. Better watch out, better start to worry. Fight for glory, change the story. Future's all mine when I find the fury. Fight for glory, change the story. Better watch out, better start to worry. Fight for glory, change the story. Future's all mine when I find the fury. I'm on the way up, this is my moment. Bring in the thunder, you can't control it. I'm burning brighter, my path is golden. Keep building higher, I am the chosen. I am the chosen. I am the chosen. My path is golden, keep building higher. I am the chosen. Cause I'm a legend when I'm in a storm. It's redemption that I'm fighting for. Got a taste and it hits the core. And now I want more. Now I'm on top, got the world at my feet. Put that crown on my head, make you bow in defeat. I'm a champion, I've arrived, I don't stop. Running back again. Now you feel the force of the beast. From the north to the south to the east to the west, I'm the best. I can feel the fury, put this dog on a leash. Feel the fire on my breath, hear the grind in my teeth. I'm an outlaw, put a target on my back. You can aim for. You can watch me fly above the rest. Sky high, hear me begging on my chest. I'ma find you. I'ma find you. Fight for glory, change the story. Better watch out, better start to worry. Fight for glory, change the story. Future's all mine when I find the fury. Fight for glory, change the story. Better watch out, better start to worry. Fight for glory, change the story. Future's all mine when I find the fury.
Crank up back to back. Oh, just like that. I see a dub in my future stats. Oh, I know a place you can go. The doghouse outside my massive abode. It's lovely, it's cushy, and sometimes it's cold. Now sit and watch me get this gold.
Find the fury. Come on, coming in hot. Yeah, got it on lock. Find the fury. Come on, you gotta find the will to fight. Fight. Come on, you gotta face the darkest side. I'ma find you. I'ma find you. I'ma find you. I'ma find you. This right here a battle cry. Come back stronger every time. Told you I'm the warning sign. I walk through fire to the finish line. They all miss and I'm immortal. Got a hot drop right out the portal. I'ma climb up the fear that I pushed down. Better watch out, cause I'm on the way something that I'm fighting for. Got a taste and it hits the core, and now I want more, more, more. Now I'm on top, got the world at my feet. Put that crown on my head, make you bow in defeat. I'm a champion, I've arrived, I don't stop, running back again, running back again. Now you feel the force of the beast. From the north to the south to the east to the west, I'm the best, I'm the best. I can feel the fury, put this dog on a leash. Feel the fire on my breath, hear the grind in my teeth. I'm an outlaw, put a target on my back. You can aim for, aim for. You can watch me fly above the rest. Sky high, hear me banging on my chest.
No other game's doing it like Fortnite. After 3 majors, we're here with every single region.
No, I just want to prove to everybody that we are the best.
You're 100% here to win.
We won first FNCS major.
We had one of the best seasons so far.
I said we're going to win the back-to-back seasons, and it happened.
I think the top teams were the best they've ever been.
I think the other competitors are very tough, motivated.
In Brazil, there's definitely a bunch of underrated, really good fighters there.
I think we're prepared and we're confident.
I just think NA's better.
Al igual que Thiago, a mí lo que me mueve es ganar y nada más. No hay otra cosa que me interese en mi vida, así que por lo que vengo es porque quiero ganar y no hay otra cosa.
絶対に1位取って帰ります。1位はもらえます。
It all comes down to how I play, how he plays, how they play.
Today we're all just here playing a game. I mean, we're just gonna go out there, have fun.
The main thing we're striving for is the trophy.
I think it'd be pretty cool to just like win another LAN.
I think lifting the trophy is definitely like the best achievement to get in Fortnite.
If we won that LAN, I would definitely tear up. That's the one thing I haven't proven to myself.
I think both of us, we want to leave the trophy.
If we stay uncontested, we could definitely win.
The most important thing for us is to be on and we're gonna do good.
I really just don't see us losing.
Fortnite fam, are you guys ready? Hello and welcome to the 2024 FNCS Global Championship, coming at you guys live from Dickies Arena here in Fort Worth, Texas. My name is Zeke, and over the next 2 days, we'll be watching Peak Fortnite. 6 different regions represented on this stage, battled out for a single title, Global Champions. Man, it has been a year, build up leading to this very moment in time, and we cannot wait to share in that moment with you all, wherever you're watching from, whether it's here or back home. There's so much to be excited for. Now, something to be very excited for is Kelly is Mini Miner. That's right, your analyst will be talking us through everything. Guys, we've made it. After 3 majors, we're finally here.
I have been ready for this moment since we finished up 2023 Globals. I feel like every time we wrap up a LAN, I'm just ready for the next. I now have my collection of LAN pins right here. I am so excited to get these games started, Minnie.
I feel like it's flown by as well. I feel like it was only yesterday we were in Copenhagen for the last Global Championships. This year leading up to this event has been absolutely spectacular. And this event always delivers. The Global Championships, Fortnite LANs, Fortnite in-person events, they always deliver. I cannot wait for this weekend. It's going to be so good.
That's right. Now that we've been here in person, you know, what have you guys been experiencing? Like getting to meet the players, see them, kind of like, what have you seen?
Yeah, we've been in the player lounge a little bit, talking to a lot of the players. I finally got to knock off talking to some of my favorite NA West players, of course, Batman, Booga, and Rapid, as well as Re and Ritual, and also talking to their parents. I love the support that these families give these players.
That's right, that's right. Well, hey, look, it's not just us that's going to be talking about Fortnite all weekend long. Let's take a quick little tour around the venue. Please give a big warm welcome to none other than Adam Savage.
Thank you so much, my friends. You know what? You couldn't have picked a more perfect time to check in with me. I'm here in the Players Lounge right now. That's right. I'm backstage. Don't have the pass. Snuck my way in because I'm doing it all about you guys. It's all for you. This is the perfect time because all the players have just come in from the main stage. They're getting ready for their last practice game prior to kicking off. But I've seen players from all around the world. The likes of Alex and Worthy from OCE, Cami and Seti from EU, Acorn and Cole from NA. They're all kind of gathering around behind me right now. You can see there's kind of air hockey tables, ping pong. They're having fun the last few days, kind of relaxing into between games. Now it's all about getting ready for those 12 coming our way over the next 2 days here. I can kind of feel real energy in the air. Everyone's excited. It's gonna be exciting. There's friends, there's family in the wings too. Tons of snacks. I'm gonna dive into those right now, actually. Obviously, this is an extended family. Loads more of us to check in with. Now we're checking in with Vivid and his stunt double, Levin2K.
Making our way around the arena. Of course, I had to find the man himself, Levin2K. The doors opened not too long ago. How does that make you feel?
Oh my goodness, the atmosphere is already great. I mean, everyone's loading in. You can see people excited for the competition to start, and as am I.
And let's hone in on said competition. We've had the pleasure of walking around the practice area where the players have been hanging out over the past couple of days. What's the vibe over there?
Ooh, you can tell everybody's locked in. I mean, the players really come with that energy. Everyone's putting their best foot forward to try and leave as the global champions.
And shout out to everybody that's going to be joining us, the creators. We're actually standing in the Creator Lounge. We'll have the opportunity to talk to a bunch of the influencers around Fortnite. They've been walking around. How's that feel?
I'm a bit starstruck already. I'm seeing some of my favorite Fortnite creators here. I can't wait to go meet everyone and say hi.
Awesome stuff there. Now let's talk about the action and those that are going to be calling it over to MDF and Taco.
That's right. Thank you so much, Vivid. And yes, we are here. We probably have some of the best seats in the house.
Easily, man. I mean, we get a whole overview of the entire arena, but my favorite part is we are literally right next to the creators. We are going to hear plenty of pop-ups, I think, coming out of all these respective players, and again, out of all the respective content creators as well. But MDF, I think my favorite part about this weekend is you could literally take a hat, throw all 50 duos into it, pull one out, and it wouldn't even surprise you if they ended up being our global champions, because that's the level of talent that we're working with here this weekend.
And the level of prestige, right? We're only just getting a sample of it in the weeks to come as we've seen the scrims happening all throughout in preparation, getting ready for, of course, this global affair that's happening right now. But Zeke, take us through what's coming next.
Man, that was just a look, right? Well, there's so much happening here, and thank you to all of you guys. We can't wait to catch up with you. But now let's start kind of very at the beginning. Let's just start, right at the door. What are we looking at here? Let's talk about that format. So remember last year's Globals, it was a single day, 6 games, but we make the return to the 2-day format.
Yeah, this is typically what we see in the FNCS Grand Finals, 2 days, and what we've got added this year is that 1.5 times on day number 2, which really just has these incredible comeback stories. We've seen teams literally in 40th place jump up to the top 5 in day 2.
Yeah, and the difference as well is there's a bit of a skill gap actually in learning from day 1 performances going into day number 2. We didn't have that at the last year's Global, so if teams are making mistakes in day number 1, maybe they're doing some things right, some things not so right, they're going to learn and adapt to the lobby from day number 1, and the teams that apply themselves the best in that day number 2, they're the ones that find the most success. So I'm interested to see how that affects this weekend.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting, on the drop spot, Veno, if you guys watched, actually talked about that, right? Day 1, their strategies would kind of come out, and then day 2, all they had to do was have that opportunity to answer, right? So I can't wait to dive into that more. Let's talk about that prize pool though as well. $400,000 for the duo that walks away in the first place. However, don't forget, everyone makes something for just making it to this stage.
Yeah, $200,000 per player for getting first place after 12 games of Fortnite is not a bad chunk of change.
I mean, not bad at all. Also, that prestige of winning an FNCS Global Championship. Being able to post that on socials, I am the global champion. Me and my duo, we have done it. Comes with its own prestige as well. So I think players are going to be fighting for that too.
There's so much at stake here, right? These players have really poured everything they have to appear here. 6 regions represented. This is peak Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just showcasing some of the players that weren't able to qualify into the Grand Finals or the Global Championships just showcases how competitive the competition has really been over the last 3 majors.
Yeah, I mean, Taco hit the nail on the head right there. You can literally throw all of the teams into a hat, pull one out and be like, this could be our global champion. There's so much talent on display from all different regions. What I love to see as well at these global events, you get to see different strategies from different regions that you haven't seen before. Lots of other interesting things that the different regions are going to bring, and it all comes together on this big stage.
That's right. We talked about a prize money prestige. Well, there's one more thing the players are fighting for.
stage here at FNCS Global Championships 2024. It is so great to have you here. As you can see, I'm stood right next to this incredible trophy. After 12 games, one of our duos will lift this high in the air and be crowned global champions. Dallas, are we ready for this? They're really ready. One more time, let me hear you! They cannot wait to get this show on the road. It is time for our players to mount up, because game one is imminent. It's back to Zeke and the gang. We can't wait to get the show on the road.
I mean, guys, for y'all at home, can you not feel it? This stage is electric. The audience here already, they continue to pour in. They're excited to see some of the action. So let's kind of talk about what we're going to be seeing here this weekend. They are all here fighting for a title, global champions. There's only been one other duo to do that in Cooper and Miro. So all of these duos have already seen what that looks like. They've seen the prestige that comes with that. And now they're all thinking the same thing. I want that.
I mean, what an incredible moment that was last year. And the interview that we got from Miro and Cooper just really resonated with so many people around the world. So many people that want to be on this stage one day.
Yeah, it just showed us what it really meant to be a global champion. We hadn't had that before, right? That was our first global champions crowned, and you could tell how much it meant to both of those guys. The interviews you mentioned was absolutely fantastic. Now, though, it's a different landscape for Cooper, of course, no longer playing with Miro, who, because the competition is so fierce, he hasn't actually qualified here today. Now, though, playing with Canada. Interested to see how this duo do, of course, landing at the Nitrodrome in the middle of the map. I was speaking to Cooper a little bit, and he was like, I'm a little bit nervous we could get landed on. Teeny and Chap could be shaping up to go there, but right now they're in the center of the map. They have a good strategy. They're playing well, and with the experience of Canada, who hasn't missed an FNCS final, by the way, they should be on for a winner.
I mean, as soon as they joined together, they were able to grab that third place spot in Major 2, and even in Major 3, where their main strategy was taken out of the game the day before the Grand Finals, they were still able to clutch up a 14th place. Canada is one of the smartest IGLs to ever be in Fortnite. And paired up with Cooper, who is one of the most insane in-game players, I cannot wait to see them compete here on this stage.
Absolutely disgusting. I mean, when we just think about them in the year, and it's not just them, right? We've got 50 duos to talk about. Let's bring up that lobby list and take a look at our first 25. We're just gonna put this up on screen, and there's so many different names to discuss. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick a kind of a random name from this lobby list. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this duo before. I don't know, Clicks and Veno?
Yeah, I think the audience has heard of them.
They have some fans.
Yeah.
Clicks and Veno, I don't think there has been a better story than this duo forming in Major 3 when we saw so many players from around the world migrating for that last chance to be able to claim their spot on the global stage. And when Veno joined Clicks, he said, I want to give Clicks his first FNCS win ever. And a lot of us thought he was talking about Major 3. I think he was talking about the global championships.
Yeah, and I think Clicks is the perfect teammate for Veno. Veno needs someone that's just going to listen, that's just going to follow his tasks, just going to follow his lead. And I think Clicks in this lobby right now is probably one of, if not the best player at doing that, following, listening, whilst also bringing some fragging power as well. Now, of course, they're landing down there at Sandy Steps. Originally, we thought they were going to be uncontested. Damo and Resigns actually literally told us on the Dropspot podcast that we actually might be able to land on them. So Clicks and Veno may be contested today, which could play into their favor, getting that early storm surge damage to then go to that forecast tower, but we're not too sure how that's going to play out because it took us by storm, really.
If there is any duo to be able to handle a wrench thrown in their plans, it is this duo right here. We saw how well they performed day 1 in Major 3, then day 2 things change up. They still got 4th place. We look at the most recent Cash Cup finals where Peterbot and Pollo are taking their forecast tower over and over again, and they still get 3rd. This duo cannot be stopped.
Yeah, they are absolutely incredible. And I think that is going to be a key element to their success, right? Is how can they make it off-spawn? What's that off-spawn situation going to look like? Are they going to go for that forecast tower? Because we know that Peterbot and Pollo like to go down to that south area to try and get it. It's so valuable as well. In this no mobility meta, knowing where those future zones are, it's a prize worth fighting for.
And speaking of Peterbot and Pollo, I love the drama that has evolved over this season between these two duos. I think a lot of us are excited to see how this face-off is going to handle.
I know he's been pretty vocal about it, right? What kind of sparked this whole thing? I mean, do we expect it to go a certain way, or what do you think?
I'm intrigued. I think it's one of those situations where both teams have very, very similar players. You have Veno and Peterbot who play a very, very similar role. They're sort of the IGL fragger. They like to lead. They like to have their teammate in their back pocket, following them at all times, playing hip-to-hip in endgame, whilst also themselves picking up some refreshes and eliminations. Going to be so crucial, that Forecast Tower fight, though, because that's like two Titan teams, two big names that already have a little bit of history that are going head-to-head. I mean, that's really where we're going to be focusing in on.
I don't know. I'm sure there's plenty of people that can pinpoint the exact moment, but I just remember Peterbot chasing Clix into the water very, very far, and that might have been where really the big rivalry started there. But honestly, it's because they're two of the best teams, both in North America. They want to claim that spot as the best in the world, so why wouldn't there be a rivalry? That's right, and I mean, you got to think and be excited for Clix and Veno, right? You heard the audience here absolutely cheering their name, and the fact that, you know, Veno recently got picked up by Exit. This is a big weekend for the duo. Can you maybe tap into maybe what they're feeling? How are these guys looking? Ooh, Clix and Veno, how they're feeling right now. I think, you know, obviously being contested kind of last minute might be a little bit nerve-wracking, but again, this is Veno, who is one of the most experienced players in the world. He got second place at the Invitational. He's a multi-FNCS winner. If anyone can handle pressure, it's him.
And Clix hasn't won an FNCS yet. I know a lot of people in this building, particularly the crowd over there, they were screaming his name. They wanted to see him. I think they'll be vying for him to get his first FNCS title. He will as well. And I think, to be honest, there's no better partner than Veno to take him to that crown, because Veno has won it all. He's done so well in online FNCSs at the Invitational. He had a really, really good tournament, of course, as well, all the way down to the last game. He is just a serial winner, right, Veno? He knows what he's doing. And as long as Clix can play well, as long as Veno can lead well, I'm expecting big things from these guys.
And you're talking about the face-off there. I mean, Peterbot has ridiculous aim, but there was a Bloom battle that happened in the most recent Cash Cup with Veno and Peterbot, and Veno came out on top. Interesting, interesting. Well, guess what, Fortnite fans? We actually have Adam Savage, who is standing by with Clix and Peterbot.
I really am right now next to Peterbot and Clix, as you can see. Fellas, just for a second, put down the pickaxes. Just relax for a second, okay? This rivalry, just chill. We've got two great competitors here, eager to get out there on the main stage. Clix, I come to you first, dude. It's been a road to get here. You know, you and Veno are looking strong. How are you feeling going into this Global Championships? Everyone out there screaming your name. This must feel like $1 million.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels good. Unfortunately, we are contested. We figured that out 2 days ago, but we can make the most out of it and see where it goes.
Do you have to train strategy right there in the moment as well? Have you got kind of things planned, how you're going to do that quickly on the fly?
Yeah, I mean, when you play with someone like Veno, you don't need to worry about any of that stuff. He's the brain of the duo, so he knows what we're doing.
Okay, and Peterbot as well. I mean, you guys have come into this back-to-back, major champions. You and Poyo have been dominant. I mean, he's smiling over at Clix. I can see this as well. I can feel it. You must feel amazing going into this as well. I mean, you guys, eliminations, you guys are strong going into this. How do you feel?
Feel good, and I'm confident, and I think we're going to win.
The raft is looking busy. There's a lot of duos going into the same spot. Is that a good thing for you guys in terms of surge and things? You kind of eager to have that happen and prove right off the bounce that you guys are ready to contend for that title?
Yeah, I mean, like, the 14s won't really be an issue for us because, I think we are going to be chilling on our side of raft and get the Mythic Hog every game. And we'll be seeing Clix at Forecast.
Will you be going to Forecast? That's the big question. Is that what's going to happen? Clix, what can you give us in terms of insight from you guys?
I mean, he's going to die off spawn, so there's only going to be one team at Forecast. That's me, us. So,
And I want to ask you guys as well.
I think you're Triple Con, brother. So I don't know if you're going to make it off spawn as well.
I want to ask you guys as well, fighting talk prior to going into this. I'm going to ask you both, keep it clean, obviously. Going into this, what do you want to say to Clix first, Peter? Anything you want to say to this competitor across the way?
I mean, there's nothing to say. He knows who I am, and he knows he's going to lose off spawn. And if he does make it off spawn, then we'll be at the Forecast ready.
Okay, Clix, coming to you as well. Anything you want to say to this fine chap here on the right-hand side?
I mean, he's new to this game. He's only been playing for, 2 years? OG like me, 6 years in, competing in almost every tournament. You already know how it's going to be. Don't even say it. Don't even say it.
The FNCS wins, and you have 0, and you've been playing for an extra couple years.
Okay. Clix, what are you going to say to that?
When you're at the top, stuff happens that you don't want to happen, like shooting out a vending. I've got to win.
I've got one last thing as well before going back to the desk. Okay, is it true? Can you confirm right now that next year we're going to see Clix and Peterbot teaming up side by side?
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's the new duo.
That's the new duo. That's out.
And we'll see it. 15K a month. I'm down.
You heard it right there. The exclusive together. Peterbot and Clix. We're going to see it. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Adam, for asking the question we all had on our minds. Thank you so much from that. Yeah, you can already tell this rivalry is building, and we kind of talked about Clix Veno. Let's talk about the other side, right? Peterbot and Pollo. These guys have just had a phenomenal year.
Starting it off, getting a second place in Major 1, and then first place in Major 2, and then the back-to-back first place in Major 3.
Absolutely incredible. They were the first NA team to do that since Booga at late Chapter 2, early Chapter 3, right? So they are doing things that we haven't seen for a very, very long time. And I mean, the way that they're doing it as well, each and every season, they seem to put themselves in the best drop spot on the map. We want the best medallion, we want the best weapons as well. I mean, look at that. Major number 2, they had the dash medallion. Major number 3, they had the shield medallion, by far the best medallion on the map. Now, again today, landing at the raft, they are triple, maybe double contested by a couple of other teams. And this medallion, the reveal medallion, is so, so good. It just reveals all players around you. And for a team that's elimination heavy like these guys, W keying the lobby, it's going to be so, so vital for them if they can make it off spawn, and that's a big if.
And, well, he wasn't being cocky or arrogant in that moment there. Literally everyone else that's landing on the raft is landing on the opposite side. Peterbot and Pollo do have that southeast side by themselves, getting that mythic, getting the coin as well, and then they immediately, within 90 seconds, rotate to the launch pad and go for that forecast tower. And also, to say that they won Major 2, the Season 2 run that they had, is putting it lightly. They literally won every single Cash Cup final, as well as one of those Cash Cups getting 6 out of 6 victory royales. It has never been done before, and we may never see it again.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are absolutely incredible. I'm expecting big things from them. They condition the lobby a lot as well in that sort of Major 2, Major 3. That's what they do. They don't like anyone fighting them because nobody likes to fight them. They're not a team that is going to be fighting everyone because they don't want to come to them. They have to go and search for those fights. And that's why I think that reveal medallion is going to be so, so beneficial for them, because they can just find anyone lurking in different situations. They're not going to get snuck up on. It's playing into their hands right now if they can make it off spawn, which it seems like they have a solid strategy so far, and clearly a lot of confidence as well.
And we're talking about Peterbot a lot, but Pollo also deserves so much praise.
100%.
A lot of the times we think, oh, Peterbot's the fragger, but we'll see Pollo with more eliminations, more times than not. He works so well with Peterbot. Just like you were saying, Clix is the perfect support with Veno. It's the same thing with Pollo to Peterbot.
You love that breakdown. Now, we've talked about a few duels. Let's bring back up that lobby list. Let's take a look at the next 25 duels we'll be seeing compete here on this weekend. Once again, reminder, 6 regions. We went through 3 different majors, and these are the very best 50 duos in the world. Now, obviously, we've had a few talks. Why don't we talk about Asia, right? Sharon. We've got him paired up with Zago, and these guys are, like, amazing. And, of course, Zago coming out with already LAN experience. What can we expect for them?
Yeah, I mean, Sharon and Zago winning that first major over in Asia. And when you think of Sharon, you've got to remember Global Championships last year. Frequently, we talk about the smaller regions now performing well on LAN. Well, that was not the case for Sharon and NK Papa. They got 5th place, beating out some of the biggest teams from NA and EU.
Yeah, that was really, really impressive. And I mean, Zago himself, he's the only player in Asia to have made the Invitational and last year's Globals. And of course, now he's here today as well. He's a very interesting player to watch because he's always coming up with new strategies, with items and things that other players aren't doing. He's always doing something a little bit different with the items. So he's always a great player to watch. Very big brain player as well. He's going to be leading this duo. Sharon's going to be carrying those, the more frags, the eliminations. I mean, both of them will be doing that well themselves, but I think this is a duo we've got to keep our eyes on because they have so much talent.
That's right. Okay, let's go on over to Brazil. I don't know if you guys ever heard of King and Phaser. Not a big deal. They're pretty small duo over here, but you know, these guys are just so fantastic. What do we expect these guys to bring to this stage?
I mean, King, we remember him all the way back from World Cup, and they have so much confidence, really well deserved. And then they tried to take that confidence over to EU. Unfortunately, didn't place that well in Major 1, but then went back into Brazil for Major 2, and then Major 1 reclaiming their spot as the Kings of Brazil.
Yeah, and in that Major 1 in EU, they didn't do the greatest in Grand Finals, but they made it there, and that was the most important thing for them, getting that extra practice. I think they would have liked to have done a little bit better when it came to the Grand Finals. They seemed to switch drops a lot. They relied a lot on solo clutches during that time as well, so hopefully they would have learned from that, bringing that experience to the table. And I mean, this is a duo now that I think could be last minute contested by another team, so it's not something that they were expecting. They're going to have to adapt on the fly.
And if we're talking about solo clutches, we have to talk about what we saw King absolutely doing in the player lounge over the last few days. 1v1ing some of the biggest names of Veno, Flixie, Peterbot, and winning every single one.
They're looking good, right? They are looking good. And we are drawing closer and closer to starting these games. We wanted to talk about another duo, though. Contested situation, Grand Glacier. We've got Nathan, we've got CZB on one side. On the other side, Herman and Cal Gamer. being contested, is this POI, is this spot big enough to split? Are we going to see a fight break out? What do you guys think?
I definitely think we're going to be seeing some frustrating fights going on. Grand Glacier isn't necessarily the best place to fight off spawn, but when you have someone like Haman and Cal Gamer, the aura that they bring to the competition, and that aura is well deserved because in the last 5 majors, they have won 4 of them. And that one that they didn't win, it was second place.
Second place. It's just, yeah, it's crazy what they're able to do over there in Middle East. These guys are literally the kings of Middle East. Cal Gamer's the aura king of Middle East as well. He seems to just claim the drop spot. Nobody wants to contest him. But over here now, Grand Glacier, CZB and Nathan, they've been landing here the entire chapter. They've been doing very well from there as well. And their results, their improvement has been noticeable all the way through to Major 3, where, of course, they qualified here today. I think that experience is going to be really, really useful for them. Cal Gamer hasn't really had that much experience here at Grand Glacier, so I don't think he's going to be as prepared for this off-spawn fight. But again, CZB and Nathan, they're not necessarily used to being contested at this drop spot. So although they know it very well, they know the ins and out, which we've seen be very, very vital in previous lands in the past, I think they might be struggling in some of these aspects because the fight can drag out for a very, very long time.
Although we have seen CZB and Nathan actually take down Vico and Flixie during the most recent major, and they're really great fighters when everything does go in their favor. But Haman and Cal Gamer have the out of the top 5, they share 2 spots of the most eliminations out of the entire season of this FNCS. So incredible fighters in their own right as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to drill a point home here. This is 6 regions, the very best of those regions, all coming together on a single stage. I mean, how do we manage, right? I'm like, hey, I play in NA, I'm used to NA, and then suddenly I've got a BR team, an EU team, an OCE team. How do we manage that?
Practice, scrim, VOD review, doing anything you can to prepare, as this is the first time that all of these players are in the same room together. They have had a few days to get those scrims in, but even then, we know that some of these teams are holding some strategies back.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they had some practice scrims, they were doing some practice games. I was speaking to Vico, I was like, oh, do these actually reflect what you guys are going to be doing? Is anyone actually doing it properly? They're like, no. Nobody's playing it as they're going to play it. They're keeping all the strats under wraps, making sure that nobody knows what they're going to do. So it always brings a little bit of excitement, particularly on day number 1, because this is where all the prep work that they've done for the last 2 months really pays off.
And I love that you bring up Vico, right? Vico and Flixie, I think for a lot of people, they are probably the favorites to win it all, right? To bring home this title of FNCS Global Champions. What have you guys been able to kind of like glean from just hanging out with them this weekend, kind of watching their play?
I mean, going from Major 3, getting that first place spot right there, and that was the first time that we saw them paired up as a duo this season. And they didn't take a single tick of storm damage. That just showcases how prepared they are. And a lot of that to do is with where they're landing in Reckless Railways. They do like to go for that forecast tower, of course. So knowing exactly where the zone is going to pull definitely helps you not take any storm surge.
Yeah, and if you know about Peterbottom and Polio, you'll know a lot about this team in terms of the way that they like to fight, right? This is a very, very elimination-heavy duo. Vico had the most low-ground eliminations of anyone in any region in the entire chapter, so very, very elimination-heavy in the end game. And of course, even going for that forecast tower, nobody wanted to fight them for in Major number 3. They had that forecast tower for themselves in pretty much every game, except for the time when it didn't spawn. When it didn't spawn, they literally just went to the next door forecast tower, bought the team off there and said, we're having this one as well. But I don't think it's going to be that easy for them this time. Bryson Bolt are there.
That is right. Bryson Bolt over in NA East, or NA Central, I should be saying. They were able to take that away from Reet and Ritual, who were originally landing over in Reckless Railways. And Reet and Ritual, who have been landing there all year, were like, nope, we're not going to go up against Vico and Flixie. We're going to move our drop spot. But Bryson Bolt's a relatively underrated team. We keep saying that they're kind of the underdogs, but honestly, they have had a great, consistent year this year. And going for that forecast tower, they're definitely going to make Vico and Flixie work for it.
And that's scary, right? We kind of talk about these contested situations, those forecasts we heard from Venom and Clicks. Now we're talking about these guys. How many duos are going to look to just claim this? This is so vital to some duos' playstyle.
Because of who is going for those forecast towers, I honestly don't think too many people are going to be fighting for them.
I mean, it's worth it, though. If you're a team that is maybe not doing so good after day number 1, day number 2, you can clutch up with that. As I mentioned earlier, it's a no mobility meta. People don't have ability. Maybe you have the underworld dashes, but the whole lobby doesn't have them. So being able to know where those zones are in advance allows you to position yourself in a good position, especially when you have that early storm surge damage. So that's the reason why all of these top teams are really going for these forecast towers and making it a key element of their strategy, because if you have it, you literally have an advantage over 90% of the lobby.
Also, Vico and Flixie, although there might be players going for that forecast tower, in the early game, they don't really go for the eliminations. They're just going to go for the tag, so they'll never put themselves too much at risk of getting eliminated.
Interesting, interesting. I love hearing what you guys have to say for it. I also want to hear from Flixie and Vico themselves. Adam Savage is standing by. What do they got to say?
Yeah, thank you, mate. Obviously, we're not going to see Clix and Peterbot together, but one team we definitely will out there is Vico and Flixi, your Major 3 winners. Vico, coming to you first. I mean, we're here at Global Championships. Everyone is ready to rock. You can see all the players lined up now, ready to go on the stage and compete. You give it an air of confidence. We chatted about this yesterday. You guys seem like you're in a really good place together as a partnership. What's the forecast tower strat? Can you reveal anything to us?
I really can't, you know. Gotta keep some stuff hidden, otherwise I'm not gonna get the forecast, you know.
I get it completely. Bryce and Bolts are right there on your tails as well, playing for that forecast tower. Flixi, how do you go about business? I mean, how have you kind of predetermined how you're going to manage the 12 games you've got coming up?
I think we're just going to go for forecast, all the games it spawns, and the other games. We have some secret strats we cooked up, and we need to keep that hidden till it starts.
Okay, I mean, obviously eliminations is a big factor for you guys. You are ruthless out there. Is that a big name of the game this weekend? Obviously, we see the kind of the points, the 1.5 tomorrow. Is eliminations a big factor here and how you manage the likes of Storm Surge too?
I think eliminations is going to be a big factor of us. I think you're going to see a lot of eliminations with us, so yeah.
You see this confidence? They got this confidence here. I mean, I can feel it, Flixi, as well. Tell me what it's like playing with Vico, how you guys kind of enjoy working together, the journey to get here as well to this competition. What's it been like these last kind of few months? Have you really enjoyed working together? And what were all the strengths you like about Vico too?
Vico is just the best fighter in the world, probably. He just does everything. I just need to IGL and think, and he does the rest.
You've also obviously, Reckless Railways currently uncontested. How does that kind of give you guys the advantage as well versus being contested? I mean, how do you kind of go about proceedings when you've got kind of all that space to your POI is just for you right now?
I mean, we have all the freedom in the world. We can do whatever we want, you know, not have to worry about people like contesting us or like having to worry about how fast we gotta be, you know. We can just take our time, do whatever we want, and just like, as long as we get searched and everything, I think we're gonna do good.
And obviously on the elimination feed as well, we'll see which players you guys managed to eliminate in the competition. Does that add a bit of kind of excitement as to proceedings as well to see exactly who around you managed to eliminate prior to getting to that end game?
Yeah, I feel like that Anonymous is off is like a pretty big factor because you can see who dies, you know where everyone's landing, you can just do really good moves because of that. I think it's a really big factor.
Well, we're all very excited about what Vico and Flixi are going to do on the map itself here. Can they go all the way? 12 games will tell. It's back to you guys. We're very excited over here.
Thank you so much, Adam. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you guys have been following Fortnite, you know Vico, I mean, he's won a LAN, so he's got experience. He's got it paired up with Flixi. I mean, I love that Flixi kind of brings up this point of, like, if you eliminate, you kind of know where everyone's dropping. So, hey, we've eliminated Zeke. He lands over here. Now we know we can kind of operate in this area, right? Like those little bits of information really go a long way.
Yeah, and not only did he win a LAN, he won a solo LAN, so it showcases that even if he does have Flixi go down, he's going to be able to keep going strong. And Flixi, an absolutely incredible IGL that can frag as well. This duo, there's a reason why they're one of the favorites to win.
Yeah, both players sort of previous to their FNCS win had always been sort of like up and coming. It was about time for them to win an FNCS. I feel like it was right that they were just about to win FNCS there in Major number 3, and they absolutely popped off with it as well. Even just speaking to Vico's mum, who follows him around all these events, Mama Vico, big shout out to her. I said, are you nervous? She's like, nah, I've done this, I've been around. She follows him around to all the events, his biggest fan, and I love to see that. I love to get to speak to all the players and of course the parents that are here as well. I think it just brings a whole new vibe to the arena as well. The difference between doing that and online as well.
I feel like there's also got to be like a little bit of trash talk, right? Like you think that like the parent, like, you know, just think about like a situation, right? You got Peterbot, you got Clix, they're kind of going head to head, and the folks are just like, hey, it's great to see you. How have you been? Like, we're here together hanging out again. They're just like, dude, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to contest you. I'm going to forecast his mind. They're like, hey, do you want to just grab like food later? We can hang out, you know? Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. I wanted to highlight here really quickly experience, right? We talked a little bit about that LAN experience. Last year's Globals wraps up. Trulex, Chicho, they end 3rd, and now they're looking to bring that experience back to the Globals stage. However, an interesting year for the duo, Mini Miner.
Yeah, very interesting year indeed. I think it was a little bit of a shock to see this team not make grand finals in Major number 1. This is one of the most experienced teams on EU, one of the best teams at playing those consistent end games, playing those med kits all the way to the end, and making sure they can squeeze every last placement out of the game. To see them not make grand finals in Major 1 was a big shock. They did come back, had a good performance in Major number 2, solid performance in Major number 3, which eventually qualified them here. Yeah. I'm intrigued, though. I'm intrigued. They didn't have a very good off-spawn situation. I believe it was major number 2. They actually lost 3-0 to a team that was a little bit less experienced than those guys. So I think the sort of off-spawn aura of Trulex has kind of gone down a little bit. So I'm concerned for them with their split drop towards the sort of north side of the map, whether they might get contested there.
Yeah, if you look at the teams that are landing there over on that estate station split, you have King and Phaser, Booga and Aviv, Fico and Flixie. And that's just the teams that are right around them, not even just a level about them. It is absolutely scary. But again, I mean, they got 3rd place in the last Globals. They understand what the meta is for these LAN tournaments because it's so different. Really, these tournaments evolve a meta inside of themselves as the days go on.
Interesting stuff. You know, a little northwest from these guys. We're looking at Doomstat, right? Hey, shout out to you, Marvel. We love you. There is quite the battle here going on. Just one of Kelly's favorite duos ever. Re in Ritual. They're going up against Epic Whale and Muzz. This is not what I want to see, right? Because I want to see both these duos make it off spawn. So do we think there's going to be a fight here? Can they split it? What can we expect?
They can definitely split this job right here, and that's what we're expecting to see right now. And when day 2 comes and maybe one of these teams is a little bit lower, maybe they're going to be changing up their strategy. But for day 1, we expect them to be splitting it. I mean, Reet and Ritual really leaving themselves from Reckless Railways to come over here and Doomstat, going up against Epic Whale and Muzz. I mean, the accolades that that duo has, of course, Epic Whale, the back-to-back-to-back-to-back winner between chapters 2 and 3. And then Muzz, the first player to ever win an FNCS in 2 different regions. There is a reason that there is a lot of respect on this duo.
Yeah, this off-spawn situation is going to be really interesting. There's enough loot there to split, so I can see why they're doing it. And there's, of course, that NPC there as well that you can get the medallion, you can get the shotgun from as well.
Right.
And I was speaking to Muzz, I was like, oh, you're going to be going for that NPC? He's like, I'm not actually too sure what's going to be happening off-spawn there. He doesn't really like the shotgun, so I think he's been giving that to Epic Whale. I don't think they're a massive fan of the medallion that drops there, so I think they're going to be leaving that. It'd be interesting to see whether the dynamics off-spawn do change, though, as the weekend goes on. If Muzz and Epic Whale aren't maybe doing so well, or Reet and Ritual aren't doing so well, maybe they decide to try and contest and try and claim the entire drop spot, which we have seen teams do. So this split drop could work for day number 1, but it could all go out the window in day 2.
But speaking of Reet and Ritual, we got to talk a little bit about Ritual and his performance at EWC. Not just winning the competition, but also winning MVP. And joined by Reet, who has been one of the best fraggers since starting the competition back in Chapter 2. Absolutely insane what he can do when he W keys. So to see them together, I'm so excited to have them be on top for this day.
You got it. You got excited. We are excited. We just got word. Players are ready to enter the arena. Dickie's Arena, let's welcome in our players.
It's Alex, it's Worthy, and they're putting OCE on the map. With several FNCS titles in the bag already, now they want that FNCS trophy.
Let's give it up for Andalex and Sato. The French pride is here. And with the ultimate clutch story coming out of Major 2, they're looking to keep the momentum going for the next couple of days.
Everybody make some noise for Baka and Pars. Coming in hot from Major 3, and now they're ready to challenge the competition because it's a shot at the big prize.
Casper and Prism have arrived. These two might be new to the LAN setting, but watch out, because they're not here to play around. Now, it's time to prove yourself.
Walking in now, you've got Job and Michael, your Asia Major 2 champions, and they've secured their presence with us this weekend, but can they go all the way?
Hold on, we have CCB and Nathan. This British duo has been consistent all throughout of 2024, and now they're looking to finish this year out strong.
Double T's, it's Trashy and Threats. It's a fight for the trophy in front of a home turf crowd, and they're ready to give it their all.
All right, coming in hot is Scroll and Sky. This talented young Danish duo has made it all the way to the biggest stage in the world, and now we have to make some room.
A big welcome to Cadu and Sion, all the way from Brazil. These Major 1 champions are here to take it to the next level.
It's none other than Booga and Aviv. These players have proven themselves time and time again. However, this weekend it'll have to be on the global stage. Our first 10 duos take the stage. The crowd went wild. I wanted to highlight 2 duos in particular here. Starting off, Alex and Worthy. We love these guys. Anytime we run into them in the venue, they've been excited to see us. We've been excited to see them. What can we expect from these guys?
I mean, I love these guys. So wholesome, so great to talk to. Always give you a little bit of insight, what they're thinking, how they're feeling going into the competition. I hope that they're going to do well, right? Of course, they did move to NA for that major number 3, get a little bit of extra practice after winning major number 1 to qualify them here. They made it to the grand finals, which is really, really great. They got that extra practice. They went all the way. In that grand finals, they had a mostly uncontested restored reels, and they didn't have a great performance. They placed 38th. I'm sure they would have wanted to do better, but because now that they've had that experience of landing there, Kelly, I hope they can use that when they're contested by Malibu and Mustache today.
Although Malibu and Mustache are a very scary team to go up against while contested, but Alex and Worthy have such a great history, getting first place in Major 1, second place in Major 2, and when you look at Alex's past, he has accolades in every single game mode that we've had for. He won solos in DreamHack Melbourne, he's won trios for the Grand Royale, and then of course winning duos this season as well. And of course, Worthy has had 5 second place finishes, both of them multiple FNCS winners. They have the experience and they're ready to go.
That's right, you talk about accolades. You know we can't not mention Booga and Aviv, a very well-decorated player, but there's just one title he's missing.
I mean, he is the world champ, but is he the global champ? I guess technically not. But what he is one of the longest standing top competitors that we have ever seen. Not only winning World Cup all the way back in 2019, but going the back-to-back FNCS champs between chapters 2 and 3.
I mean, the word I love to use to describe Booga is longevity. He's done it for so long. He's been at the top of his game for so long. He's won it all. Solos, duos, trios, he has done it. But as you mentioned, Z, yet to win a global championship. And I think this is going to be a really good chance for them to do so. Landing at Doom's Courtyard, so much loot there as well. Even a little bit of an opportunity for them to rotate out of that courtyard area to get a little bit of those Storm Surge tags towards the castle. So interested to see what they can do this weekend.
That's right. Well, that was a look at our first 10. Let's bring in the next 10.
This is what true champions look like, but winning LAN is next on the to-do list. Can they secure it?
Let's give it up for Chap and Teeny, one of the newer powerhouse duos coming out of EU who have proven to be so consistent this entire year.
It's Rise, it's Yuma, top players of the Asia region now here on the global stage and ready to prove to the world that they're also top players in this lobby.
Ping and Walks, ladies and gentlemen, now looking to walk into battle with their heads high and they're fully focused. They aren't here to let anyone down. Let's see how far they can go now.
From the land down under to Nath and Tinka, OCE is in the building, everybody, and winning Major 2 was just the warm-up run.
It's none other than Quanti and Cone. The best of both worlds coming together now from Brazil and NA, and now they're ready to test their true strength. Let's send them some energy.
Bienvenido, Clone and Kramsu! The KPI boys moved to the Middle East for Major 3, but they didn't just take part, they took over!
It's double trouble, we got Reet and Ritual! One of our favorites are now officially in the building, and they are here to see what they can do on the global stage.
Straight out of Germany, it's Reason and Badil. The big stage is not a problem for these two, as they are the definition of confidence.
Batman, Booga, and Rapid are in the building. What a year these guys have had, and now see if they can finish it off in style. These are definitely one of the teams that can go all the way. That was just our first 20 duos, man. We still have 30 more to go. Let's take a moment here. Zeke, breathe. Okay. I wanted to highlight a duo here for you. Chap and Teeny. Little fun fact here. This is Chap's first time on LAN. And to go like, first time LAN. Oh, Global Championship. The biggest stage possible in Fortnite. Yeah, let's go.
A lot of people are excited to watch this duo play. I mean, even just disregarding how they have performed over the last 2 chapters, having that Teeny strat in his back pocket, especially with what we've been seeing going down over the west side of Underworld, where they're kind of contested, getting dropped on. I think a Teeny strat might be coming out over the next 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, Zeke. Chap's first Global Championships. It was also his first Grand Finals only in Major 2 of this year. That Major, they placed second. Major number 3, also qualified. They also placed second. So it seems like Chap is just immune to any pressure. And here today, I'm interested to see what are they going to do. You know, is Chap able to handle the pressure? He's done very well at that so far. And as you mentioned, Kelly, the big question mark, where are these guys going to land?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. They could land a different spot every single game. We haven't, we have seen that before. It's not something we're strangers to, but I think for Teeny and Chap, they're going to be looking at maybe what they know best, maybe drop spots they've landed at before. That's why I think Cooper might be a little bit concerned that they might be landing over towards that Nitro ground.
Terrifying stuff. And as we go from one Booga, we must talk about the other, Batman Booga specifically, and Rapid. I mean, they just had an unbelievable performance in Major 3.
I mean, going all the way back to Global Championships last year, where they have only played together for 1 major, and then going into their Globals for the first time on LAN and getting 14th place really put a lot of eyes on them. Now, the start of this year, not the best, but the evolution that we have seen, Minnie, is just incredible. These are 2 of my favorite players competing here today.
Yeah, I mean, when they came 14th in the Globals, they were even triple contested as well. So it just adds to the skill and the ability of these guys. I mean, they're absolutely incredible. They actually moved from sort of high ping at the beginning of the year to low ping to 0 ping, and it's worked wonders for them. They've been able to get unleashed all of their talent. That is just going crazy right now. I'm interested to see what they're going to do off spawn, though. Of course, landing at Grimgate, they have all of those dashes there as well. Interested to see if they can use those in the end game, maybe save them a little bit. Are they contested? Are they not? We're not too sure. It says uncontested right now, but of course things can change.
Yeah, I was chatting with them just a little bit, and they think that there might be an OCE team potentially landing on them, but again, that drop map can only tell us so much. It's really the first game where we'll find out.
And what do they have to do, right? If that does happen, you know, they're going in with a strategy where we're uncontested. Suddenly, there's another duo here. What do we do?
I mean, it's Batman Booga and Rapid. They're going to be able to handle it so well. They already did really well being contested at the Globals last year. They are incredible duos. And honestly, regardless of what situation they're in, they always come out on top. And watching them in the end game where they typically stick to the low and middle ground, but they're so observant. They're able to tell when the high ground is theirs to take. They are so strong. It almost looked like they could potentially win in Major 3, getting second place. But of course, when Peter Von Pollo is there, it's hard to really break through those guys.
Yeah, really hard. I mean, even in that Major number 3, they placed second. They only played 11 games in that Major, which just makes it even more impressive. These guys are so good.
That's right. Fortnite fam, I think you guys want to meet some more players, right? So make some noise for the next 10 duos.
Let's hear it for Swizzy and Yapko. Coming together for this event, this duo is on a mission to impress the world. They've got the skill, but can they make it happen?
Here comes the pride of Middle East, Adapter and FKS, some of the most dominant ME duos of all time. And it's actually not their first LAN, but it might just be their first trophy.
It's Trulix and Chicho making their return to the global stage, only this time they are in it to win it. Last year they placed third, and now it's time for first.
Let's give it up for K-Shoro and Keiki. The Brazilian stars are coming onto the global stage for their first time in their careers, and it's time to lock in for real now.
Big welcome to Chiefs and Chris coming together for this event, but these guys mean business. Both have proven themselves worthy, but now it counts for real.
Put your hands together for Huddy and Kovacs. Everyone loves a good good underdog story, and these guys have shown up on the last EU major. The real question is, can they find that momentum?
Coming in hot, it's going to be Dukes and Sphinx. Championship material right here, but this weekend is not going to be easy for anybody.
All the way from Japan, it's Bobby and Larpex. This duo has managed to pull together so many top placements, and now they are here to lock it in for the region.
Aspect and Kazi, ladies and gentlemen, because FNCS Champions is a title that's already been secured. So next in line, gotta be for Global.
It's your boys, Acorn and Cold. Some of the absolute best to ever do it from the NA region, and now they are looking to get a trophy of their own. You guys feel that? You feel that cold front in the arena suddenly? I mean, come on, man. That's the first 30. If we just started, right? We just said like, hey, launch that battle bus, let's get in the game. I'd be like, yeah, no, this is a Global Championship lobby. There's still 20 duos to discuss. Really quick though, Acorn and Cold, I mean, these guys are just so crazy consistent.
I mean, it hasn't just been a good year for them. It's been a good 2 years for them. They have not placed below 6 over the last 6 majors. In the Global Championships last year, they claimed 7th place.
Yeah, and that was even while splitting a drop spot in the middle of the map there as well. So that just makes things even more impressive. That's actually quite reflective of what their off-spawn situation is today. Landing down there at Brutal Beachhead with Andalex and Sato. It's going to be interesting how the off-spawn battle goes. I feel like Andalex and Sato might dip out in some of the games. They might try and split the drop. I don't think Acorn and Cole want that. They want to try and claim as much of that loot as possible. Right. And I think because Cold is just so good, even if they don't get that much loot in mid-game, Acorn will just go like, oh, Cole, just go over there, eliminate those guys, get me that loot, and we can act like the off-spawn didn't even happen. So I think that's going to be a key element to their success.
Yeah, there's a reason that people say that Cold is one of the best players in the world, and by winning the Global Championship today, he would solidify that spot, joined by Acorn, who is one of the best IGLs in the world. This duo is here. They want to do better than last year. They don't want that 7th place. They want that trophy.
That's right. Now on the topic of consistency, let's bounce back on over to OCE, Aspect and Kazi as well. Representation. These guys are looking to kick off the competition with a bang.
2nd, 3rd, and 1st over the last 3 majors, respectively. One of the most consistent duos that we have seen all year. And of course, their drop spot is a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, but what's really impressive about those 3 majors is they landed at a different drop spot in every single one of them. So you mentioned 2nd, 3rd, 1st. They did that from a different drop spot every single time. Now this weekend, they've marked the raft, right? I don't know if they're going to be landing there. So many people have asked questions. Are they really going to be landing there? Nobody really knows where exactly they're going to be landing. It's a bit of an enigma at the moment. We don't know. But I think this is a team that can cope under the pressure of a new drop spot. We've seen it throughout this whole year, and they've been by far the dominant team on OCE. So let's see if they can bring this here.
If you had to pick a spot, where do you think they might go? Are we just saying, like, if it was Raft's like pretty safe, or you're like, you might have somewhere else in mind?
I think, due to some rumors, that they might be landing over in Grim Gate, a very powerful POI that is currently uncontested by Batman Booga and Rapid. But the raft is huge. It has a lot of loot. There is a possibility of splitting it, maybe, maybe not.
I mean, we'll see. I think if I was them, it would be looking at teams that maybe haven't performed that well off spawn.